to the Virginia Council of Environmental Justice. She is a UVA Wise alum and a Wise County resident since 2011. She is a member of the Comanche Nation of Oklahoma and is a single mother of 13-year-old Aiden. Say hi to Aiden. Hi. Help me welcome my friend Heather.
It's Taysha, but it's okay. It's all right. How's everybody?
We don't ever talk to each other by our names.
No.
Really. Never. Sorry. Disregard everything I said. No.
Hi everybody. So I'm really here just to get us pumped up and get us excited for doing this march. So I hope everybody's really excited to fem the future. Yes? Yes. All right. Where are my mothers at? Can I have my mothers? Yeah. Where are my daughters? Where are the fellas out here? Shut up. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. We need all the support we can get, guys. And if we can't laugh and we can't crack a joke, then in these times we can break, right? So thank you for giving me that little bit of grace. So today I am deeply honored to be amongst such fantastic femininity. I mean, this is amazing. Like she said, we're in Southwest Virginia, and we talk about voting and we talk about getting involved, and this is what it looks like. So in the lyrics of Lizzo, we have been messing up this messaging, right? And we're about to put a little estrogen. That's what we're here for. So 101 years ago, women won the right to vote. 101 years ago. And I say win because it was a fight, right? It was a fight. It was not pretty. It was not bloody. So make no mistake that when we march peacefully today, it's because of those grandmothers that gave their lives so many years ago. And we stand together in this park on the shoulders of those grandmothers. So I would like us to invite them as we march today and reflect that in 101 years later, we are still fighting a system of patriarchy, misogyny, and we're still fighting sexism. 101 years later, we are still not paid the exact same amount of money for the exact same job that a man does. 101 years later, we are still fighting for the right to make choices about our own bodies. 100 years later, after they said that we could vote, we can't even make decisions about our own body. So equality means equal opportunity. I'm gonna say that again because I feel like we lose that sometimes. Equality is equal opportunity. And we pledge allegiance to liberty and justice for all, and we put our hands over our hearts when we make a promise. And we say this is what we're gonna defend, and this is what we're about. But we also have to defend our rights to do this, to gather, to march, to be with each other. And it's very important that you know that you're not alone. So I would like everybody to take a look at somebody next to you and look at them and say that I support you being here. Will you do it again and say I defend your right to be here?
I will defend your rights to be here.
Thank you, because this is why we march, guys. We march for our voices to be heard, and we vote for our choices to be counted. Because the truth is that being polite does not mean being quiet. Because the truth is that there's intersectionality and there's connectedness in all of our issues and all of our struggles. And the truth is that justice is not being served. It's not being served in Texas, and we are not going to let it happen here. So I come from a nation of warrior women, and we don't apologize. We don't apologize for being who we are. We don't apologize for defending our people or our experiences or our lives. And that got me thinking about the movement, and I thought, you know, Susan B. Anthony didn't apologize. Sojourner Truth did not apologize. LaDonna Harris did not apologize. Marsha P. Johnson did not apologize. Ruth Bader Ginsburg didn't apologize. The United States women's soccer team is not apologizing. And for us today, we're not going to apologize for rolling this revolution forward, because that's what we're doing. This is what we're doing when we're marching. We are rolling this revolution forward. And look at us, we're beautiful. So today we declare that with each step that we take, that there will be justice for all, and there will be justice for us. Thank you.
I appreciate all of you that are here today, and I would be remiss, and I wouldn't sleep well, and I would have nightmares if I did fall asleep, if we didn't talk about the importance of voting, and we didn't talk about the importance of running for office. And there is no one that I know better to have this conversation with you than my friend Tyler Hughes. Tyler is big town councilman. He's a friend to almost everyone in this arena, and join me in welcoming them.
Well, thank you, Roberta, and I want to say thanks to everybody that's helped organize this event. I want to say a really special thank you to all of you all for coming out. Together, you're changing the narrative about Southwest Virginia. We have to live every day with the stereotype that this is a place where if you disagree with the majority, that you can't speak up, that you can't speak up for what's right, and you can't stand up for what's right. But we know that's not true, and it's more important now than ever to stand up for what's right. And so I want to thank you all. Give yourselves a hand for coming out today. As Heather said, it's not easy. It's not easy to show up. It's really easy to repost a meme. It's really easy to talk on Facebook about outrage, but it's not easy to show up. So thank you all so much. I also want to say that the change we're looking for, it starts right here. It starts in this park in Norton, Virginia. It's really, really easy to turn on the TV and see what's happening in the White House, see what's happening in the halls of Congress, even see what's happening at the governor's mansion in Richmond, and to be angry. But that can't be our only focus. Your most important focus has to be right here in your own communities in Southwest Virginia. This is where we live. This is where we want to be for our lives. We want to live happy and healthy lives here in these mountains. And that's why it's so important that you pay attention to local politics and get involved in local politics. The decisions that are being made in your town councils and your board of supervisors and your school boards, those affect you and impact you the most direct, more than anything that a president is going to do, more than anything that a governor is going to do, because you're having to live with the decisions they're making right here on your very streets. So that's why I want to encourage you too, as Heather said, to get registered to vote. Don't just go out and vote in the governor's election. Don't just show up every 4 years for the presidential election. You got to show up, especially in Virginia. You got to show up every year and vote, because that's how change starts. When you elect people in your own community to voice your concerns, that strengthens the argument all across the state and all across the country and all across the world, because you don't have to stress and you don't have to try to reach out to somebody who might represent an area in Richmond because they're the first person in that part of the state, in this area of the state, to agree with you. You have somebody right here in your own community that sees it from your perspective, that understands your problems that are happening right here in your own community. So you need to get out and vote. You need to vote for your town councils. You need to vote for your school boards. You need to vote for your board of supervisors. And most importantly, you need to run for office. It's intimidating and it's a little bit of a wild ride, but you've got to run for office. I always say, if you see a problem in your community, chances are you're not the only one that cares about it. Everybody's here together and we're all experiencing the same things. So if you see an issue that needs solving, you're probably the person who needs to stand up and say, hey, we've got an issue, we've got a problem, and we need to solve it. So don't be afraid to run for office. There are great resources out there to get people to run for office, and especially young people. One of the best things today is that I see people here that are younger than me. For a long time, I've often been one of the youngest people in political organizations or in nonprofits or government organizations, and that's frustrating, because we want to create a Southwest Virginia that's welcoming to young people, one that encourages young people to stay here, and one that invites young people to come here and make their lives here. And you guys are helping do that by being here today. And you're going to help do that by running for office, by standing up for what's right, and by voting in every election. So thank you guys so much. Thanks for coming out. And thanks to Roberta and everybody who organized this again.
The right word. I'm going to say one little thing, and then you're going to give me a minute to put these electronics away so my friend Robbie is still my friend after today, and then we'll march, okay? But I got to put him in my car because I think that's a good plan. So I'm going to ask Dustin and Trevor and Bill to raise their hands. Everybody know these lovely people?